Tarot cards are represented as music genres according to a tarot reader and practitioner of 7 years. Stemming from the roots of West African music, field hollers, and European hymns, classic Black gospel laid foundations for many genres, including rap's use of signifying metaphors, talks of struggle and death, rock's emotional and heavy sound that often include spirituality, death, and struggles in its lyrics. Specifically, jazz, folk, blues, country, rock, and rhythm and blues were heavily influenced by classic Black gospel, utilizing vocal and instrumental techniques such as melismatic singing, call and response technique, and syncopated rhythms. While Black Americans were assimilated into the European culture, they paved their own way and created legacies of beauty out of the pain. While not having Christianity as a primary religion, many Black spiritualists and Hoodoo practitioners include the Bible and hymns into their prayer and rituals. Hierophant, the star, Five of Pentacles, strength, Four of Swords, death, and our bonus at the end, High Priestess. Starting with the Hierophant, that literally rules religion and religious figures, specifically rules even, as well as traditions and marriage, specifically arranged marriages as well. And we hear that, and that's just in the culture. Star represents hope, faith, renewal, and even second chances. Okay, so hope, faith. We hear that all the time in gospel, and that's literally the center of, once again, the culture, the religion. And when I say renewal and second chances, that also represents the star card, but I'm being specific. So I'm thinking of jails, I'm thinking of rehabilitation centers, I'm thinking of hospitals. Those are places where people commonly pick up religion. And that gets them through a hard time, and that makes them have hope for a better life and second chances. Five of Pentacles has been said throughout this series, but that's only because this card has so much depth. Okay, so the Five of Pentacles, we see two people outside of a church. Okay, so in gospel, we hear a lot of talks of hard times, especially in classic Black gospel. We hear talks of poverty, illness, death, grief, and struggle. Five of Pentacles also talks, once again, so there's somebody else in the card, so it talks about loyalty, supportive friends, community. This card is literally in sickness and in health. That's literally what the card can mean, and that's what it means in regards to gospel and Five of Pentacles and just Christianity and that whole lifestyle as a whole. So Five of Pentacles, like I said, it's outside of a church. What are churches known for doing? Giving the poor shelter, giving the poor food, and just a place of refuge. Community events is also significant in the churches, so that would also make sense. And just Five of Pentacles in general, it can mean every day is winter, dark, stagnation, and we hear that a lot in classic Black gospel. And I'm just covering all the music, the sound, the culture, the lifestyle, the religion, all that. Moving over to the strength card, we can just start by the sound of gospel. Gospel has been, and it could be slow, it could be fast. I grew up hearing Kirk Franklin, Mary Mary, like the lit gospel. But seriously, strength, powerful vocals, belts, all that. Gospel singers are known to have soul. They literally, man, I'm telling you. But seriously, in the sense of the music, the lyrics, and just the culture, all that, asking God for support, strength. I really think of Psalms 23 when I think of relating it to the strength card. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I love that. My favorite Psalms, by the way. That's the vibe of it. And just strength meaning self control, taking care of others, supporting others, all that. Four of Swords. Remember when I mentioned a lot of people during rehabilitation, they seek religion and spirituality for hope often. So the Four of Swords will come in for that. And then in the music, we hear talks about literally peace, sanctuaries, healing, prayer, all of that. Like, it's very blatant and overt. Ten of Pentacles talks about culture, generations, heirlooms, legacies, keeping songs and prayers alive. So I often think of griots when I think of the Ten of Pentacles. Did I mention Ten of Pentacles can mean marriage? It means that. We hear about that a lot. Just family. It doesn't even just have to be blood relatives, but your neighbors, people you go to school with, people you work with, people in the church, your true community, your true tribe, blood or not. Ten of Pentacles would also resonate with passing recipes down, passing prayers, passing spells, passing songs, passing superstitions down, beliefs, all that. I put the death card here because death was a prevalent topic in classic Black gospel because you had to think what was going on back then. There was a lot of grief, there was a lot of heartbreak, there was a lot of blues, right? There was a lot of sadness. My favorite gospel band is Sam Cooke and the Soul Stirrers. And I that whole album has influenced me so much. And that album, it has a lot of talks about death. And I think if you listen to it and you listen to my poetry, you would hear a lot of you would hear a lot of connection. But not even just in the music sense. In the church and just even in the Bible, there's a lot of talks about death, the afterlife, spirituality, illness, all of that. And that resonates with the death card. Now, I was debating to put this, but the High Priestess, okay, so High Priestess is more inner work. It's more your intuition. It's more listening to your inner voice and the God in you, like Mary's God in me. It's more viewing yourself that way than externally. So, it's more of like your own discernment, your own rules, and knowing your own limits, knowing your own boundaries, and all of that, rather than external religious figures. But everyone does their religion and their spirituality different. Thanks for requesting gospel. This was honestly one of my easiest videos to record. This was the easiest video for me to record, and I don't know why. But thank you. Live, laugh, rock and roll, and listen to gospel.